gotta do what it is.
We don't need to reorganize, we need to be straightened up.
Yes.
Touched up too.
I think we can add a lot more to what we're doing. It's just like that email was sent out last week. Haven't heard a word from back from.
Well,
You know,
apparently the
we're about it.
email that Carol sent out only went to the board of directors, so only the board of directors will be deciding whether to make the change or not.
Yeah.
Hey,
Right, right.
did you get one?
Yes.
Joe may get one, and Joe, if he did, he found it in his spam folder, so I wouldn't look at my emails, and I checked my spam folder, well, as luck would have it, yesterday morning I had delete all of them. I think it was 3,200 spam messages I had. No, I'm not gonna go through and look through it. That's what the purpose of having a spam file is, it does it for you, right?
Right.
Okay, screw it all.
I'm just like, I mean, let's just wait till the last minute to decide on national media. Let's just wait till the last minute. And then I put it in the ballpark. I said, if you've got all the information, I'll let you use the link to sign up. I'm not gonna worry about it.
Boom!
Yeah, we walked about a mile last night and hit on the doors. People were really nice. I was surprised.
Walking the streets, street walker, ready?
One lady looked at us and said, no, thank you.
1, 2, buckle my shoes.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? We rewrite the rules. The countdown has begun. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
We don't have no stinking rules, so we're not going to
we don't.
rewrite them.
That's right.
If you don't have them, you don't have to rewrite them, right?
That's right.
Told a highway patrolman he couldn't give me a ticket one time because I didn't have a driver's license.
Hey?
It was a joke. He stopped me, and I
Yeah,
really
see
didn't
how
have.
well that
I
works.
really didn't have my license with me. I'd forgotten them. I was running. I was on one of those calls, and I was headed to Swansboro to go diving in a pond looking for some evidence. So, had a double homicide. So no, I didn't. I forgot my driver. Forgot my ID. Forgot everything.
I did that. Where was I going the other night?
I don't know.
I forget where I was going. The county commissioners meeting. It was Monday morning.
Mm-hmm.
Got almost there and realized I had left my wallet at home. I was like, well, I know my driver's license by heart.
Yeah, I did too.
And I do have the registration where I did pay for it in my glove compartment.
Yeah,
so
you
I
did.
said, I'll be okay, I hope.
Yeah, just don't violate the law.
Yeah.
And
no.
I was probably running a little fast to get there, because I was
Right.
doing that thing. But so that's why he pulled me over. As soon as he got out, I said, well, you're not going to believe this, but you can't give me a ticket because I don't have a driver's license. He
I
looked
have to
at me-
remember that one.
he
Sorry,
looked-
sir.
He looked at me kind of weird like,
Sorry, sir. Sorry, ma'am.
yeah.
Yeah, you can't give me a ticket because I don't have a driver's license with me.
It wouldn't have worked. So anyway, to our friends, Lee and I would like to thank you for your support and loyalty during the years of putting up with us. It's time, though, that we think about closing the book on this chapter of Live and Local Real Talk.
Huh?
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 What do you mean?
Go ahead, finish.
Working throughout the day, making sure I know what's going on in the world around us, and especially trying to understand how it impacts the lives of those of us here in Onslow County. I'm pretty sure that without trying, we are the best to inform folks in our neighborhood because we look, listen, and read what others are reporting.
That's where I get a lot of
Would you
light. Yeah.
concur with that?
I do concur with that.
We look at so many different
Mhm.
things. Sometimes it's a scan. It doesn't take long. It's kind of like dealing with some people. It doesn't take you long to look at a hot horseshoe in your hand, does it?
Right,
You
right.
look at it, pick it, throw it down real fast, like. Oftentimes, the stuff we look at is funny. We like that. I like it. Other times, it's irritating. I generally don't like that. It's like a pesky, not even a mosquito. It's a bunch of those little sand nets on your arm.
And they finally opened that beach in Surf City.
Oh,
Had fleas so bad.
yeah, fleas.
They call them fleas.
Well, they are.
I call them sand fleas.
No, they're fleas out there. I think this could have been one of those water infestations, because there are some fleas out there like that. And then I wonder what it would be like if I spent more time offshore, beyond range of the rest of America, and focus only on me. I wonder about that.
That'll never happen.
Good Friday morning. Why do we only have one official Good Friday, by the way, to celebrate once a year?
It's true.
I say Good Friday morning. We have Good Fridays every week.
Yes, we do.
I'm Rayford Brown, and this, one more time, is Live and Local Real Talk.
You sound like you're going somewhere.
I am going to the weekend. Where are you going?
You're giving people the impression we're going. We're leaving.
I am at 9:00.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Lee Barrows. Welcome to Live and Local Real Talk, where we write the rules.
We rewrite them.
Oh, we
But
write them.
we can't even rewrite something that we haven't written in the first place. Have you ever thought about that?
That's true.
If you haven't written it, you cannot rewrite it.
Unless you're rewriting somebody else's rules.
If you haven't written it, you cannot rewrite it.
That's true. You cannot.
See?
You can rewrite what somebody else wrote, but it's not
Yeah.
actually
That is-
rewriting your words.
That's right.
Okay.
Okay. If you weren't listening yesterday as we approached the 8:00 hour,
Right.
and for the 45 minutes or so following that, I want to offer you my condolences. You missed an opportunity to learn stuff that I have no doubt that 95% of the folks in Onslow County's 220,000 people did not know. You weren't aware of it.
Right.
An opportunity to hear a local man, really born and bred here,
Mm-hmm.
family from here. A local man, as he faced likely death, escape at the very last minute from a fighter jet that he was driving that was on fire, that had been hit by enemy fire in 1970 and was about to crash. As he nursed that plane, nursed it further away from the hostile action and closer to a friendly airport. People, they punch out, they hit the button and they get out, right?
Right.
But what did they get out into? I mean, people are shooting at you down
That's right.
below. Why do you want to drop down to where they are? So he did not. He held out as long as he could. He got further and further and further away, out of range of them. We had the audio of that entire period of time. What was it, 9-10 minutes
It's
of audio?
9 minutes, 21 seconds.
Is preserved for history, thank God.
Yes.
And
It's chilling.
Colonel Gerald Hurst, yes, he's one of the local Hursts, joined us here in the studio to talk about that day and the rest of his time in the Air Force. He was as close to death as he could get, and as close to being captured by Vietnamese forces had he punched out of his stricken F-105 as soon as it was struck. Neither fate was acceptable to him. So, Colonel, he done the right thing. He drove that plane as far as he could drive that plane until other pilots following him, knowing he'd been stricken, knowing he was hit, and all of his oil had leaked out. It was shot up and it had leaked. And you cannot drive a car on the highway, and certainly not a jet in the air, very long
Burn it in.
when your motor is going to seize up and quit working. On the highway, you just sort of ease over to the shoulder. You can, as long as you got momentum, you can do that, or you can push it off the road. Up in the sky at 20,000 feet, that's not going to be the thing. You don't have, and gravity is hanging in there.
Right.
Yesterday's show should be one you pull up and listen to. Take an hour of your time and listen to the, if nothing else, beginning at about what, 7:50, I think it was yesterday, whatever.
Right about that time.
Our thanks go to not only the Colonel, but for agreeing to come in here, but to our city councilman, one of them,
Yes.
Mike Gennaro. He's a friend of this show, and we're a friend of his and major supporter of his and whatever he does.
That's right.
I don't care what he does. I've known him for ever since I've been back in Jacksonville. First person I interviewed on when I had the show, by the way, in 2011.
Yes.
I'd met him one time. I went down just to say, "Hey, how you doing?"
I enjoy it when
This
he
is
comes
before
on.
I had a
Yes.
show. I didn't even know I was going to have a show.
Right.
I just wanted to drop by and say, "Hey," kind of looking at old ground that was renewed, different for me. So it was interesting.
It was very interesting, and I met Mr. Hurst through Mike Gennaro,
Mhm.
and we were at an early peak at the Marine Corps Museum, the Carolina
yeah,
Museum
okay.
of the Marines.
Yep.
And so we sat down with him at the table, and Mike says, "You need to talk to him." And we got talking, and instantly he's a friend.
Yeah. Okay.
I've had lunch with him several times, and I just love listening to his stories or something else. We talked from the time he flew over Vietnam and was involved in all that, being shot down. We talk about it later years when he went into politics,
Yeah.
and he told me a lot of stories. It was really good. And I said that he had tried to run for governor. It was Congress, U.S. Congress.
Yeah,
I was
right.
wrong on that. So, but his stories, he had sharp as a tack.
Oh, he was sharp as a tack.
Sharp as a tack.
He just turned 84.
Just turned 84,
And
August 24th.
I'm thinking back
I
to
think
my
it was.
dad when he was 84,
Mhm.
85, and 86, part of his 86th year. He was a general contractor, and he had
Yes.
accepted a job of building police
Right.
department, town hall, and all that
Yeah.
down at Holly Ridge. And he did it when he was 86 years old. He was in there
Awesome.
up a scaffolding, on a scaffold,
Eh?
working, lifting beams on one end, helping the guys.
I was on one a couple months ago, but I'm not that old.
So anyway, I was thinking about that. He
Time.
drove everywhere, all over the place.
Yes. Mr. Hurst, he gets
Oh,
around
he-
really
he-
well.
I was looking for a man coming in here on crutches in a wheelchair or whatever.
No, if
But he zipped on in here, sat down, and
he's usually at Logan's at 11 a.m. That's when they open, and he goes in there and he has a bowl of chili, and you know he pretty much orders the same thing, and
when it
so
works, why's change?
if you're around that area and you want to have a nice lunch, go in there and
Well,
see him and
Yeah, see him, don't intrude.
talk to him, and he would love it, and listen to his stories. They're really great stories, you know.
Yeah. What did I do? I was, and after the show, I don't know how long we stayed here, 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
Yes, we
talking.
did for a while.
And I found out we're probably distantly related.
Of course. I think we found out we were distantly related 1,000 times plus.
So, but anyway,
Just kidding.
we have,
Right.
we were both from Oslo County
Mhm.
and the Marines area,
Yes.
the families. And so it's an interesting
Well,
thing.
his picture also pops up on the wall at the Carolina Museum of the Marine.
Good.
In that last video where they have different Marines and other military members that contributed a lot
You're going to have
too.
to take me over there and just walk me through what you know. Be my tour guide one day.
Yes, yes.
And then
My
I-
dad's picture's in there too.
I
So
just
I'm
want
so
to.
proud of that.
I know you've looked at everything.
Yeah.
And
Don't get me
Yeah.
started.
so I'll go get my ticket, and we'll go in there one day.
Yes. Well, I have a season.
Robbie
yeah.
would love to see it too. because
Yes, we
she's-
should
her
all
dad- her dad
Well,
was
they
a
have
Marine
the
too.
first helicopter. I can't remember the name of it right now, but they have that suspended. It's real small.
It's called a helicopter.
Yeah, but there's a special I don't
It
know.
wasn't the bubble, was it?
It was a little
Did
helicopter,
it
but
have a bubble front like the MASH units had on them?
I don't remember,
Okay.
Rayford. At
No,
the time I
I don't
saw it, they
think
were
so.
just putting it up there.
Yeah, no, it did not. I know which one you're talking
Yes,
about.
yes, but they have a lot of history in there, and it's really cool looking at some of the different stages of military uniforms, and there's a lot of history there. So
Yeah.
everyone should go by.
Yeah, and you guys want to pull up Facebook from yesterday, you should really go back and take a look at
Yes.
it. Okay? So, okay, we're on to another day now. It is Friday.
Yes, TGIF.
Politics is again becoming one of my least
Right.
favorite subjects. Well, okay, it never has been.
Gonna get worse.
I've never been a real big fan of it. How many people have asked me, "You want to run for office? You need to run for office." No, I do not. First of all, I'm not going to stoop to that level, or not that it's a bad level, because there are people that like to get down there in the trenches and fight. I don't. I'm not a trench warfare person. I just don't like doing that.
Right.
I'm not a deal maker. I'm
Right.
a deal breaker. You ask the people who tried to sell me used cars. I break all deals. Here's what I'm
How about
paying.
you're
Or
one
I'm
of those
walking.
like either buy it or leave.
I just walk in.
Right.
Here's what I got.
Here's what I want.
This is what I want. Let me drive it. I drive it. I like it. Here's what I'll give you. Nope, can't take it, but we can. Nope, I'm at the door. I don't even negotiate. I'm gone. Take it or leave it.
Well,
So, anyway,
some people are like that. And
that's
good
a
for
me
you.
thing.
Yeah.
I don't want to fight about it.
That's your me thing. My me thing is I never drive one.
Yeah.
And I was told this
gotta
last time that it's a requirement. You either have to ride or drive. I said, I'll ride. I'm not driving it.
No, I'm going to drive.
It's just my thing. But this one rides like a Cadillac.
And some years ago, I would drive it and I'd unwind it out a little
Right.
bit. So just to make sure that it did not have any issues at
Mm-hmm.
other speeds that I didn't want it to have. Because
Right.
everything drives fine at 15 miles an hour
Mm-hmm.
around the parking lot.
Did you have a Carfax certificate in it?
No,
It's the thing that they've been
I
doing now.
I don't. I drive it and I'm fine.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought. We got a guest coming in at 7:30, so I'll try to get through this.
I have a question.
Politics being one of my least favorite subjects,
Is Steve calling?
but I guess until our guest gets here at 7:30, it's either that or a story about septic tanks floating out of the ground and the stuff.
What's the
left in those
difference?
tanks. So take your pick about that one. Take your pick. Okay, Steve, what's up?
Oh, crap.
Good morning, guys.
We're running
Good
short of
morning,
time already
Steve.
this morning because I've been talking too much.
All right. I got you. Well, I had a funny story for you, but if it's short on time, I might need to save it.
No,
for a
tell-
different-
No,
give us a funny
please, we
story.
need
I
a
prefer
funny story.
before I have to make up
Okay.
something.
Okay. Here we go. Have you ever heard of a fecal transplant?
What kind of transplant?
What?
A fecal transplant. FICOLE.
No.
I don't even know what it is.
Okay. I've come across this in my cruising for useless information, but I guess this wasn't completely useless.
You were in the bottom of the septic tank on this one. Go ahead.
Okay. I was watching a video by a gastroenterologist or whatever you call him,
Yeah.
a GI doctor. And come to find out, if you are having trouble with your digestive system, they can take a donor's poop
What?
who has good bacteria in their gut, and they transplant that fecal bacteria into your gut.
You win.
And it has
You win the best bad story of the year.
That's
Well,
full of
it's just there.
poop.
So they put the way they do it is they can do it through a colonoscopy directly injected into your system, or they actually dry and put it in a pill that's called a poop pill that you can take.
I've heard of eating. No,
Why not just take some Metamucil?
Well, what it is it gives you the bacteria that you need. But here's the funny part.
Oh, my.
If you go and get screened and you have the good bacteria in your gut, you can sell your poop.
what?
What?
What? I mean, I know a lot of,
just like
I know a lot of politicians doing it every day of the week, but I didn't know it was a thing.
right. Somebody, I didn't know it started in Washington.
That would be appropriate, don't you think?
Yeah.
What if you were to
Yeah,
die from that?
But turns out it has an 80 to 90% success rate. They've even had people, and I think this is why it got pushed to me. My wife, about 6 or 7 weeks ago, she had emergency gallbladder removal.
Ooh.
And so I've been getting videos about stuff like that. You know, how Google knows everything that goes on in your life. But it turns out it's got an 80 to 90% success rate. And with people who have mild gallbladder infections, they've done this to them, and it's reversed it and healed their gallbladder.
My wife had gallbladder problems, but that was taken care of. I'm glad she took care of it before I had to tell her about
to
this
go to
one.
the restroom in a minute. All this is disturbing me.
Steve, you win. You got the award of the year. All right.
I was going to say, there ain't no way you can.
Nothing. I'm not even going to try. Not even try. That's a great Friday story. Thank you.
Good story,
There's a lot of
Steve.
things you can sell in this world.
The only other person that I've ever seen do that was a Southern guy he was from South Carolina, old Southern boy, right? And he was on a Carson show. He came on because he had begun to pick up goose poop, and he put it in, he had little acrylic thing, and he squirted acrylic around it and made little paperweights. And he said people up north were buying it, they were ordering it left and right. And Carson looked at it and said, "You're selling goose poop up north?" Yeah, he says, "Yeah, it's about time we ship some of this stuff back to them that they've been selling us all these years." I think so. Now I've heard them done twice, but this one is humans. Oh my God! Anybody having breakfast? I hope you're not having.
Stories full of.
Link sausage would not be your friend this morning.
Stop, Raven.
But I heard about that the day before yesterday. I was going to call you yesterday and talk about it. But you had a wonderful guest, so I didn't bother you with that.
Thank you.
I could have heard Mr. Hurst now. He'd say, "Oh,
Yeah, he would have gone Air Force on us. I'm
yes,
sure
he
at that
would
time.
have."
All right, Steve, we got to run.
Okay,
y'all have a
thanks,
good
Steve.
You too, bye. Marine forecast. You can't beat that one. There's no way. Go ahead and try. You can't do it.
I'm
Unless
just
you
trying to
read-
settle my
unless you-
belly down.
Unless you read what I wrote, but you can't do that
Yeah,
either.
no, yeah, I saw that.
The marine
And I was
forecast
like,
is looking really good. In the words of the National Weather Service, the Bermuda High will continue off the coast through much of the forecast period, bringing light to moderate south to southwesterly winds and
That's right.
benign seas across the waters. So I had to look up benign. I knew what it meant, but I tried to figure out why benign seas. Well, I find that it means gentle, kind, mild, or completely harmless. That's a forecast we should be thankful for, I guess.
All right.
Got to give a warning, though, along the beaches, seriously. Even if rip currents are not on the menu, things can change. Be careful and do not swim under any conditions, the shallow draft inlets we have along our coast. There are currents there that will kill you. They will drag you down. They will wear you out trying to swim against them, and you will die. And they might not ever find your body.
That's right.
So give that some thought before you go to anywhere near any inlet and go swimming. All right. So today, out to 60 nautical miles, winds out of the south at 5 to 10 knots. Seas 2 to 4 feet, a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms this morning. Saturday, southerly winds 5 to 10, increasing to 10 to 15 in the afternoon, 3 to 4 footers, a chance of showers with a slight chance of thunderstorms. Southwesterly winds 10 to 15 knots, seas 2 to 3 feet, a chance of thunderstorms with showers likely mainly in the morning.
Today, I expect a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms. Patchy fog before 9 a.m. Otherwise, it's going to be a mostly sunny day with a high near 91. Heat index values as high as 101. Calm wind becoming south 5 to 9 miles per hour in the afternoon, and winds could gust as high as 15. Tonight, partly cloudy with a low around 72. Saturday, mostly sunny with a high near 90. And Sunday, a slight chance of showers, partly sunny with a high near 92.
It's hot everywhere right
Yes,
now.
it is.
You this morning, let's go to the Ham Nation, our fellow amateur radio operators around this neck of the woods. In the woodlands, it was 75. That's where Lee lives. That's her weather station report. 96% humidity, 30.20 inches of mercury. It was calm, no wind, and she had a quarter inch of rain, 0.23 inches of rain. Joe in the borough had 77 degrees, 99% humidity. It's thick out there, y'all. 30.20 inches of mercury as well. The last recorded wind was out of the southeast, but right now it's calm, no rain. And at Emerald Isle, Joe hopped on over there. We're posting a picture. If it's not there, it will be up there shortly.
Get right on it.
It's on your email.
That's where I'm going.
And anyway, Joe said it's 81 degrees at Emerald Isle, 92% humidity, 30.24 inches of mercury, southwesterly breeze at 0.9 miles per hour, up to 2 miles per hour. The big gusty winds of 2. No rain. Dry in Dry Ridge, Kentucky. Lee is out there. You would think it would be up in Kentucky, in the hills of Kentucky. You're going to find it cold, right? Nope, 71 degrees. And they had variable winds at about 7 miles an hour. They were just switching around. Carol, over in River Bend this morning, when recorded 74 degrees. This is all about an hour ago or more. 99% humidity, 30.15 inches of mercury, calm. 39 hundredths of an inch of rain. Richard in Jones County, 75 degrees, 100% wet. 30.20 inches of mercury. He had some foggy conditions. Visibility was only 2.8 miles, so it was definitely foggy. Calm, no wind, 0.48 inches of mercury. Ken in Onslow Bay, 75.7 degrees, 89% humidity, no wind and no rain. And Ward in Cedar Point, 81 degrees, 93% humidity, 30.38 inches of rain. He called in a little bit after that. He had a pop-up shower while he was out walking the dog, and he got all wet. And I looked at the radar. It was a very small shower, a dark cloud hanging over Ward's head. Southwesterly breeze at 2, and up until then, he had no rain. James in Bladensburg, 73 degrees, 97% humidity, 30.16 inches of mercury. And it was falling. Northeasterly breeze last that was recorded, but currently it was 0. And he had a real big, heavy-duty rainfall, 0.01 inches, 1/100th of an inch of rain. It's kind of what I had here, I think. No, mine didn't even record here. I counted 17 drops yesterday when it hit the porch. Looking at radar, we were in the middle of it, and the clouds, the rain clouds, split. Left an opening where we were, so we got some blowing. 17 drops on the deck. Randy in Southwest, he had 0.30 inches of rain, 73 degrees, 99% humidity, 30.20 inches of mercury, and it was clear and calm at his place. And Craig up there in Richlands, when he called in this morning, he said, 200 yards max visibility, and he had dense fog on his way to work. So be careful out there. 74 degrees. Steve, over in Jacksonville, 77 degrees, and he said he had light fog this morning. That's what it looks like around our neck of the woods.
Yes.
So we do appreciate all these guys, the amateur radio operators.
And next week it's looking at the 90s again, low 90s. I'm ready for fall.
Yeah.
I was ready for fall the first day of summer.
We got anything special to look at today? I mean, just what kind of chance of rain do we have around here?
Today it was listed at a 40% chance today.
Yeah, okay.
But it's going to be sporadic.
Pop-up showers likely.
Yeah, pop up more likely.
Some
and
places
then,
in our
now
area might
I
get
will
something.
tell you that has been talk the last couple days, but right now it doesn't look like we'll get much rain, but there is a possibility of a little bit of system hanging along the coast this weekend that's coming up, and it could provide us more rain than what's being forecasted right now. But it's one of those you have to wait, let it move, let it get close, see what it does. So, but right now it looks to be a nice weekend. So. I finally got my yard mowed the other day, and it was thick by the rain we have had.
I'll bet it was. Have you ever, I know you have, I've never had them to do my door like this. But they ever come knocking on your door and you look out there and there's the man out there and he's waiting to come fight?
No, thank goodness
Do
I've
you
never
feel-
had anyone in the law enforcement capacity knock on my front door. Well, no, I did. one
Yes, you
time.
did too.
Yeah, I
I
did.
heard about it.
Yeah.
There's reports of it.
No,
Uh-huh.
this was a long time ago. That was over something that had happened in the neighborhood, and on the neighborhood chat, I had said something, and
It's just,
Here you go. Take
give,
this.
yeah, give them those.
they came to the door like, and I'm like, oh, I'll never do that again.
Oh my goodness.
What do you know? I know nothing.
Well, but we just had a young man. He didn't even knock. He got a no-knock warrant. Came in here this morning. He just walked through the door.
Well, I say,
Bring it
more
on.
power to bring it on.
Yeah.
I'm not scared.
I'm safer now that he's here. Good morning, Sheriff. How you doing?
I'm good. I felt like I was at home, so I just come on in.
Well, you
That's
can
right.
always do that.
That's right. Just come on
You
in.
get you some soft drink if you like, and some coffee up there. I'm sure my wife can do it. I don't do coffee, so.
Me neither.
Oh, okay. So probably got
Well,
some
my
orange juice
coffee
up
is
there.
safe
I
then.
definitely have Gatorade, and I got my Mountain Dew. I got some Pepsi and some Coca-Cola. Things that I have to get through the day with sometimes.
Yeah, I drink water most of the time. So.
Oh, don't you know what fish
Very
do in
good.
there? Do you know what fish do? You dive. You know what fish do in
Don't
water.
do that to him.
Yeah, but you can filter it
I lived on base and drank the water, so.
Protein, right?
and still alive, so that's a good thing.
Yeah,
Right.
She's counting every day.
Mm-hmm.
Well, welcome aboard. I appreciate you taking time. I know it's always busy around your place.
It's been especially busy this week.
Yeah, I've noticed. So,
Yes, it
you're,
has.
you guys have been started out last weekend.
Yep, you talking about with the assault with the ball bat?
Yes.
The DoorDash
Yeah.
lady, which we're not using her name. We haven't, and I don't even know whether you've released it or not. But
It's been released, but
Yes.
I don't want to bring any undue attention to it.
I don't do it. You know, But anyway, the story. Here's the story we got. So help me out here. She's 2:00 in the morning. She picks up an order from a restaurant, don't know which one, to deliver to somebody that has ordered it, right?
Yep.
And which people, I guess, at 2:00 in the morning getting the munchies. I do, but I go to the cabinet and get my own potato chips, or I can even make a hamburger or a slider. But anyway, she picked it up, going to make a delivery out there off Gum Branch Road.
Yes.
Whatever, it doesn't matter where it was, a housing area. And somebody in front of her, as they do in front of us all the time, they're busy doing something else on their phones or sleeping or whatever, did not go when their light turned green.
Exactly.
She tapped her horn.
Yep, she tapped and blew her horn twice, two short blasts.
I mean, I've done it about 1,000,000 times.
Mhm.
I'm sure you have.
Yep.
Not me.
And then they go, and then she goes on, does her delivery, but she makes her delivery, but she stops her car, gets out, goes to the door, and let's go from there. What happens when she drops her package off? What's the guaranteed story from there?
Well, when she blew the horn, the vehicle then moved and she passed it. It allowed her to pass.
Yeah.
But then it continued to follow her too closely. But she went on to the address she was delivering at. And she got out. She went up and delivered the meal.
Yeah.
And as she was getting out of her car to walk up to the house, the vehicle drove by. As the vehicle went by, it went on, she thought. Delivered, came back out, and as she was walking up to the car, the individual had come and got out of his vehicle and struck her in the head with a wooden bat type stick.
Pretty bad shape she was.
She was. She had some pretty severe injuries that required surgery. She was still hospitalized as of Wednesday, recovering. She will recover, but it was pretty substantial injuries. Knocked her unconscious. Somehow she managed to, when she came to, she managed to get herself together enough that she got herself to the hospital.
Well, her cell phone was missing from her at the time, right?
Yes, at the time.
They found it later.
I believe they recovered it later, yes.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
But she made it there. Ended up being transferred in Hanover Regional where
They
they
have
continued treatment. Yeah.
brain units and stuff there too.
I'm glad she's going to be okay.
So, do you have a cell reserved for the individual?
I've got a cell reserved. We've had a number of leads, including some information that she was able to provide us.
Right.
And we've eliminated most of them to this point. We still have a few that we're working on. Still have a good level of confidence that we'll be able to identify the individual.
Good.
But we're still working on it. It's just been a slow process because we really don't have any witnesses outside of the victim.
Right.
But
it was a fairly distinctive automobile that she described.
yeah, it was a black Range Rover. So you would think there's not many of them.
But there are.
But when you get to checking DMV, there's quite a bunch of them.
Got a bunch of them in Onslow County.
They are, and you figure Onslow has a bit of a transient type community because we're military. You know, someone may be here with one of those that's not registered in the state of North Carolina. It could be registered somewhere else. So it's rather difficult to find that one vehicle.
Light-skinned male, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So that's, you don't want to narrow it down to any particular race, but because, it's hard to kind of tell, and I'm sure under those conditions, it was 2 o'clock in the morning. It's generally fairly dark.
It is, in the neighborhood she was in, has some, of course, street lights, some ambient light here and there, but it's not a very well-lit neighborhood.
Did she provide an age range? Was she able to?
She was, somewhere between mid-20s to mid-30s, a really large range. Sure. Sometimes people, it's hard to guess or, identify somebody's age at that short of an interaction.
Was it a full-size baseball bat or just a bat? Or
it was described as a bat.
Okay.
So, and it's not been recovered.
So if anybody, if you know your neighbor, you know a drinking buddy, you know a friend, you know a coworker, this dude has some problems that need to be addressed.
Yeah, it's panning out to be a road rage type incident. And I would encourage people, particularly those that are traveling alone late at night when there's not a lot of people out, to be cautious when they are interacting with other drivers on the road. Sometimes this day and age, you don't know what might set somebody off.
Does it take much?
So just be careful.
As we were discussing that the day before it happened
Yes, it was.
about road rage.
Yeah.
And I said, I don't look at anybody. I don't wave. I don't signal. I just I don't see them.
It is not uncommon for us to get a few calls a week reporting road rage between vehicles.
Oh, yeah.
Particularly on 24 and 1700.
People will speed up right behind you trying to provoke you.
Yeah, if you're not going as fast as they think you should be going, people think they can push you by getting underneath you, behind you,
interstate,
and which causes tempers to flare. And so I'd refrain from starting anything. Just mind your way.
No need of provoking them because they have an issue, and I know in your experience you've had to deal with individuals when they were hyper. They seem to have somewhere some superhuman strength comes to bear.
Well, when they get hyped up, yes, and some of their judgment is not clear. So
yeah.
Anyway.
I one time, and this was many, many years ago in my younger days, and I had somebody following me in town. And you know what I did? I drove straight to the police department. They drove in behind me, but there were officers in the parking lot. They left. But that's what I did. Because I wasn't close. I was not going to let them follow me home.
No.
For one thing, no. So I was close to the police department. I said, well, follow me here.
Well, I was with Badge back in the day, and some clown decided he was going to follow me. I guess I wasn't going fast enough in a 45-mile-per-hour zone, and he couldn't get around, so he followed me. Then he turned into my neighborhood where I was going. So I drive right on past my house, and he's still right on my bumper. Well, I get to the intersection, and I get out of the car. But it wasn't my jurisdiction, but I did call sheriff's office at the time and said they had jurisdiction. And I confronted him, and he was blitzed and stupid. So we do know what occurred from that point in time on, don't we?
I would imagine there was another officer showed up. And,
He did, and he went away. They towed his car.
Yep.
So anyway, so, but don't do that, folks. You don't, you're not prepared for that. I was. So, anyway. Okay. If we had, the biggest word in the dictionary is if.
Mhm.
If we had, they're called by trade name flock cameras.
Oh, let's talk about
I'm
this.
going to
folks.
talk about it.
All this
Flock
hype over
cameras,
it.
but they're surveillance cameras. They're security cameras. They're basically what I got all around my house,
Basically, I
Yeah,
do. I want to.
but with some extra stuff. in
Let,
it.
let,
Go ahead.
let's talk. Does Onslow County have flock cameras?
We do not have
Thank you.
slot cameras.
Why
That's
not?
what I tried to say.
I have issues. We have license plate reader cameras. We have a few of those.
Well, that's good. That's fine.
I don't have flock cameras. The company's not has had some issues with not following the law as far as retention goes,
Mhm.
and I don't.
The brand name flock.
The brand name, the company flock.
Okay. Yeah.
And I have issue with that. I don't like the idea that they're keeping things past what the law in the state of North Carolina allows, and I don't like that. I don't trust that.
Keeping it too long.
Yeah, keep it too long. By North Carolina law, you have to delete the data. It has to be deleted in 90 days. So if you're recorded on one of those cameras, they're required to delete it in 90 days.
Okay.
Right.
There's some issues that it was not being deleted according to the law. Different state, same company,
Sure.
and they weren't doing that, and that's a concern with me.
Oh, I would say so.
They do some things with AI that I don't agree with. I think it's too intrusive.
Mhm.
When you're driving down a state road, if people see you go by, there's no expectation of privacy for people not to see you per se.
Correct.
The cameras we have, they will. Let me tell you what they don't do.
Okay.
They don't tell me who's in the car. They don't document body damage and bumper stickers and distinct features of a car. They don't collect cell phone data. They're not capable of doing that.
Should not be.
Yes, and none of the data is kept past 90 days. What the ones we have do, they take a photograph of the back of the car. I brought an example. It's one of my patrol cars. That's the photograph that you get, which is literally the back of the car. You cannot see who's in the car. You can't see how many people's in the car. It records the license tag. It
Pull
records
up the tag. Yep.
the location that it's at. It uses AI.
And
To
the time that it's there and the location, right?
It uses AI to identify the type of car,
Mhm.
the color of the car, and the tag.
Okay.
Mhm.
That tag number is bounced off of a quote unquote a hot list.
Mhm.
In other words, a list of stolen vehicles.
The same thing we used to
vehicles
get at
with
briefing
warrants.
every morning or every evening, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So there's no difference.
It bounces it off that. If it is on that list, then it notifies the staff that are logged in to that system. That's what it does. Anything past that with DMV, the deputy has to run it. Everything, and it is it's simply just an eye is all it is. It is deleted after 90 days.
So it doesn't run the registration. It just gives you notice about this particular registration that somebody has already entered as being a hot thing.
Yeah, if it's a stolen vehicle,
Right.
the tag is on that list.
Yep.
If it's an individual that has warrants and we know that's the vehicle they operate, and an officer enters, which our agency or some other agency enters that's how the tag will get on the list. If it's a stolen tag, that's how it gets on the list. So that's how it operates.
You know, down the road looking for expired tags. It doesn't give you a bunch of, every time you comes across it, or that expired tag, that's not what it's looking for.
That's not, it don't know because it doesn't
That's
run
right.
it through DMV. It just looks on this hot list. I'll use the BAT incident as an example.
That would be great. That's where I was going.
That would be a distinctive vehicle, pretty
Mhm.
much. The system would know the type of vehicle. At nighttime, it might not know the color.
Sure. Black is, dark blue is black.
Yeah, I mean, it may not know the color, but it'll have the tag, and we'll know that that's the type of vehicle it was. So we will look through that system that evening to see if we could find a vehicle that matched that description. If we found one that matched that description, then of course we would do traditional investigation and try to figure out if that was the individual involved or not,
Mhm.
and eliminate them or include them, whichever the investigation led to. But after, like, I want to be clear, after 90 days, the information is gone.
Have you been able to use it successfully?
I have. We have made a number of arrest warrants from people with outstanding warrants. We've recovered stolen vehicles.
Really?
Yep. We've helped another jurisdiction identify a vehicle used in a drive-by shooting.
Oh, really?
In another county. We have located missing people who had gone missing. Just a number of things.
I would imagine in a county or a community or anywhere else, we're not quite that way yet, but we do have them. Something they call sewer alerts. An old man disappears.
Oh, silver.
Yeah.
You said sewer.
I did too. I'm like, what?
Sorry.
We back on that
I'm
again.
sorry, we had a little discussion earlier before you got
About
here
who?
about. Yeah, we won't go into it because it's disgustingly funny. But
We have Amber Alerts for
Yep.
children.
Right.
We have Silver Alerts
Right.
for adults that may have, or other individuals may have cognitive issues.
Right.
Sure.
And if they have vehicles, then that we could enter that in that as well.
Well, what is the blue alert? I mean, there's one for law enforcement. What is that?
A blue alert, if
Never heard of that one.
I
Yeah,
don't
there
recall,
is.
you'll have to look that up. But we've
Okay.
not used that.
That must
I'm
be an
not sure.
LA thing.
No, I heard it in North Carolina. It came across my thing one
Charlotte.
night.
I
Okay,
don't
go ahead.
I've never heard of it.
But I'm actually the guy. I don't like the idea of Big Brother. I don't think it's anybody's concern what I'm doing when I'm doing it, as long as I'm not violating the law.
Blue alert.
I don't like people. I don't want to get into anybody's business that is not violating the law.
Don't
You know, that's
don't
not
you have
my
enough
purpose.
to do without doing that?
I've got plenty to do without that, but I'm that person that doesn't like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yet I'm in a profession, which I have been in a long time, that's all about public safety and helping people. So I find myself balancing that privacy with public safety. And the system we have, it's called Sound Thinking is the name of the company. It literally just sees what you see standing there on the side of the road or the driver behind you sees. It sees nothing else.
Well, Sheriff, I just like, we talked about this the other day. You go to Lowe's to go shopping, you're on camera. You go to Food Line to get groceries, you're on camera. You stop at this intersection, Western 17, you're on camera. The schools have cameras. Most any house that you walk in front of these days have cameras.
Well,
So why are people getting so upset over a license plate reader?
I believe it's because the government is running it. But I'll tell you, they are businesses, private businesses,
Yes.
and residential neighborhoods that have flock cameras.
I know Chadwick Shores and Denise Ferry has
And
one.
they voted to have them so they could keep tabs on who comes in and out of their neighborhood, and that's a private contract
They can
You
do
know,
what they want to
with a
do.
private company. And so they are here. You know, there are places in Onslow County, private entities that have facial recognition software at their place. There's a lot of them, and there's no government oversight of it.
Right.
It's a private company. It's a private business between it and another private business. So there's none of the guardrails up that they are for a government agency like a law enforcement agency or something like
I
that.
think we would be safer, folks, knowing that the government, because there are rules, and yes, there are government employees and companies that are subcontractors that are going to violate the rules, but there are rules, and when they get caught, and we all know that sooner or later somebody's going to rat them out from within. They got mad, so they're going to, they're going to get caught doing something they shouldn't be doing.
Well, we have strict guidelines on how it can be used.
Mm-hmm.
And if anybody wants to see the policy on it, go to the Onslow County Sheriff's Office Facebook website, and my policy is posted right there.
Well, that's easy.
Just search for it. You can read the entire thing. We're in a test run really for it. We've only had them, I think since April.
Really?
So we've had them very, very short period of time.
And you've already done all of that since April.
Yeah. Yeah, we've done quite a bit
We need
since
to add
April.
some more.
Well, I mean, we're trying to evaluate how useful it is, how successful it is, how much work it is, to maintain it. But I'm finding that a lot of the, retention to 90 days, we're not looking much past 45 days to be successful. So there is some discussion about reducing that time on our part.
Mhm.
The state law is 90, but we can reduce it ourselves and get rid of it faster. Because I just don't like, there's parts of it I'm not a big fan of, but the benefit of it is tremendous.
What else are we seeing in Oslo County that people need to be aware of as far as public safety is concerned? Scammers, all of us are being subjected to people who try to scam us every day.
Well, I'll tell you a plate reader story.
Okay.
We had an individual in our county that was scammed,
Mm-hmm.
and this scammer was in another state, South Carolina. But the scam run to the point that the money had to be picked up.
Oh.
So the scammer sent a Uber
Oh.
to pick up the money or pick up the package.
I've never heard of that one. That's a good idea.
First I've ever heard of it.
Basically, hire him a cab to go get his loot, right?
The Uber guy picks it up. He leaves to carry it back where he was asked to drive it to, and we got the tag from the vehicle from that system and was able to track him down and make an arrest in a scam case. And all of us, including myself, are targets of scam. We get those phone calls all the time. And I found that pretty satisfying that we were able to catch the scammer.
Make an example of him. I hope the courts will.
Yeah. But scams, look, no law enforcement agency is going to ask you to pay with Apple Pay. They're not going to ask you to send a gift card. They definitely are not going to have you pay with Bitcoin or any cyber currency. Those are the flags just bright to start with.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody calls you and says they're from any law enforcement agency and you have missed a court date or have a warrant or didn't show up for whatever and there's a fine and you need to pay the fine, tell them, thank you very much. I will call the sheriff's officer, police department, and I will drive down there personally. Thanks for calling me. You have a good day. And hang up. And they will not call you back. And if you're scared that there might be some truth to it, call the number that you know is the agency and talk to somebody there. Mm-hmm. And 9 out of 10 times they're going to confirm it's a scam.
Is this Onslow County Sheriff's Office? Yes. Do you have a warrant for me? What's your name? And then yes or no.
Well, I had a gentleman, it was late on a Friday afternoon. My administrative assistant came in and said, there's an elderly man out here really upset and he wants to talk to you. Mm-hmm. I'm like, okay. And he come in and he was really shook up. He had an envelope with him. And turns out that he was being scammed by somebody about a warrant, missing a court date or something. And he was so rattled, he said, I was on the way to buy a gift card so I could send this person the money. Yeah, and he said, I thought I'll just stop and see the sheriff.
Oh, very good.
And I said, you still have your money? He said, yes, I do. I said, keep it. It's a scam. Do not do it. And he was shaking up. They play on the fears people have. Yes. But I'm very happy that he thought twice. But most of these suspects they're in other states, other countries. It's just very difficult for us to investigate those, and the federal government investigates them. But there's a threshold for what they can do.
First of all, it's $5,000 or more, and then they generally don't look at that anymore because that's.
Well, they look at one suspect with multiple victims and large sums of money for multiple victims. So.
I hate to admit it, but once or twice, perhaps, when I get frustrated, when you get 4 or 5 calls in a row, I say, listen, you're calling the wrong number. That guy has moved. But I've got his number. Everybody keeps calling for him. So I give him your number. Not your cell number.
I appreciate you clarifying that.
Just the main number. Just the main number.
455.
And I'm sure you get a lot of hang-up calls when that occurs.
Well, there's a lot of apps out there these days that can help weed out a lot of the scam calls
well,
and
that's
the
what I-
unwanted soliciting
Yes,
calls.
there's one that's widely advertised right now. I can't think of the name of it. I've been seeing it everywhere the last couple of days. That you can actually download that and it will weed out because when you block one scam number,
Oh,
it comes
yes.
right back up on another
They
line.
just roll
So
another number up.
yeah,
Keep going.
wasting your time
do it all the
really.
time.
But
And I guess political, those who are soliciting political money and stuff like that, they're kind of okay for them to make calls, even if they put on the so-called do not call list that nobody pays attention to anyway.
Yeah, that do not call list
It's
is
a joke.
not worth registering on.
I went back and checked mine and I had registered in May of 2018.
I had to.
And my registration is still valid with the
Yes.
state, but I still
doesn't
get the
work.
calls.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I complained years ago when a governor who was the attorney general, who is no longer, and I got a form letter.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's,
So it was useless.
most of those numbers that call you, your number's being picked by an algorithm they have on a computer.
Yes.
One of the things I found when you pick it up, because I don't, I got a lot of people everywhere that do call. And when I do hello, 1, 2, 3, click. Because if those numbers that call you, if you answer within a couple of seconds or so, but it takes a couple of seconds for them to pick
It's
up
'cause you're in
whoever
the
the first
queue,
available
right.
operator that
Mhm.
can grab it and try to scam you.
Right.
So after 2 seconds, I hang up.
Well, a lot of the computer generated ones that you get, and they want you to say hello, and then it starts doing this computer thing.
Oh, you just dump it.
If you'll answer the phone and say something other than hello,
I get to say what
hey,
you
or
want.
what, or what's up, and it won't.
Could I help you?
Yeah, it'll hang up on.
That's
Always a
good
great
advice.
one to do. Could I
That's
help
good
you?
advice.
And that way it thinks it's got a computer.
How are things looking otherwise? You got everybody under control?
Things are going pretty well. Been very busy, like I say, lately, but we're trying to encourage some clarification in the laws on THC here in North
Oh,
Carolina.
Mm.
And it's not anything to do with the hemp. The hemp's legal, and that's whatever. CBD's legal. That's not what we're concerned about. It's just there's some individuals out there that use the hemp law and try to use it to get around the THC law.
So THC law being just
Yeah.
marijuana.
Yeah, and we've been working with the legislature, trying to work with them to get some clarification, some guidelines to make it,
Can you arrest today for somebody with, I don't know, an ounce of marijuana?
Yes,
It's illegal.
it's
Okay.
marijuana's
Just,
illegal.
just want to clarify that, folks.
Yeah.
Marijuana in North Carolina is not legal.
But now hemp is, and that's
What's the
something.
difference?
The percentage of THC in it. If it's 0.3 below, it's considered hemp or CBD. Above that would be considered marijuana.
So does the person with possession of a little baggie with some vegetable product in it, does he have to have a chemical analysis to prove it has 0.3% or less?
Well, you have to be in some packaging. You'd have to have some way to prove that that's what you purchased it as. So,
So if not, can you come along with me for a while?
yeah, exactly. And another concern, and the legislature's done something with this. They've raised the age for someone buying a vape product, like a nicotine vape or something like that. But those are still a big problem in our schools. And oddly enough, middle school is probably worse than high school with kids
Really?
having vapes. I guess they're at that age.
This thing is cool.
They're trying to act more grown than what they are, and but vape products are a big issue as well because there's a lot of health concerns with those.
Real quick, like I know you got to go gang issues. We got any gang issues of any consequence here? What have you got them under control?
We have a few. They're closer around the city of Jacksonville, probably because of the population being closer together. It is an issue. We occasionally have shootings that are gang related. But as far as a huge problem, no, we do not have a huge problem, but it is an issue on occasion.
I found a guy that I'm going to be talking about in just a couple of minutes here. He ran from on Kinston PD a couple of days ago. Then a traffic stopped and he took off. And he's got a history
Yep.
that long.
Yep.
And he had 3 days and over a 10-day period of time, he had 3 possession of a gun by a felon.
Mhm.
And he's been tried for one of those, and the others are just kind of all of the previous convictions suspended, probation revoked. You get 5 days in the county jail. I'm sorry.
It's frustrating for you, isn't it?
Is this? I mean, you can't even get his cell cleaned before you got him
Right.
back in there.
That's been an ongoing issue almost my entire career.
We're,
It feels like you arrest somebody and they're
Right.
out on bond or they're released before you can even get your
we're,
paperwork.
we're
done.
Well,
gonna
I've had that
start
before.
having a judge in on a reoccurrence basis. We have less reoccurring basis. We have a lot of questions
Oh yeah,
in relation to that we just don't understand, and we want answers.
and it's not just Onslow County, but
Yes, right. It's
every
everywhere,
county that-
yes.
it's surrounding area that when people get arrested or when they're victims of a crime, some crimes, I always punch them in the system to see, okay, 3 o'clock in the morning, this dude gets shot in the leg. He's at a known drug corner or whatever. I'm suspicious of him. Okay. when he comes back with multiple convictions of sale, possession with intent, I don't consider that a real honest to goodness shooting.
Well,
I think that's payback. He didn't pay somebody or somebody robbed him.
true, but you talk about the bonds and what have you. Our jail population is running higher than it has ever run.
I was going to ask you.
We're running, we're 490 today.
Good.
That's real close to 500.
We've been over 500 quite
Lord.
often. And there's been a change in the bond process.
Mhm.
So has been a change keeping people in jail longer. But every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So it makes issues with jail population and classification of inmates.
Okay, now, one of the things, I'm assuming it's still the case, judge sentences you 60 days or 6 months or whatever in the county jail. They can actually sentence you to the county jail to serve their time. Is that right?
Well, about the only one they do it with is like driving while impaired. If you got like a weekend sentence or something.
Got that.
But if you're a misdemeanor convicted and committed to the Department of Adult Corrections, you're put on, it's called state misdemeanor confinement, and different jail facilities, detention centers like Onslow's, like ours. We take some of those inmates and we house them, but the state pays us to do it.
Okay, I was going to say, it's not going to cost us for that, is it?
No, it does not. They're responsible for all the medical for them and everything.
Oh, really?
They just house them and they pay us, they're changing it to $50 a day. So we keep a few. And I keep them because those are the inmates I use for the roadside trash pickup.
Very good.
I can put them out.
So you get paid, county gets paid to let these people go out and serve their time picking up trash.
And
I
I'll get
like
the trash up. They have to be a nonviolent offender,
Sure.
but if you're a misdemeanor for assault with a deadly weapon and you're convicted for a misdemeanor, I can't use you. But if you're some kind of alcohol-related crime or some other misdemeanor that's nonviolent, then I can use you on a roadside trash pickup.
Bar fighting.
Yeah, fighting, things of that nature. And most of those guys are under 6-month sentences.
Sure.
And,
They got too much to lose to run.
yeah, they come and go. So it's not a heavy lift for them, and they want to get out anyway because you don't see the sunshine when you're in jail.
Pretty much.
They can get out and
Time
pick
passes.
trash up, and it makes the day go by quick.
I see the commissioners gave you more money to hire more people. Have you filled those positions yet? You still looking for deputies, et cetera, et cetera?
I've got a couple of vacancies deputy-wise. However, those positions that they provided on the sworn side, we have filled those
Right.
those particular job functions. I got 4 positions in the detention centers, the first new positions we've had since I have been at the sheriff's office. It's been a long time,
Right.
and we're in the process of filling those. But our detention center, we get a lot of people who are here, military. Their spouse may be
Right.
here. They work for us until it's time to transfer, or someone gets out of the service and they think, well, I believe I want to go back home to wherever. So we get a little turnover there for that. So generally, it's not unusual for me to have 4 or 5 vacancies.
Sure.
In the detention center. But the positions that they provided us were specialized. We're usually in specialized positions. And
Good.
they fill.
And also, I noticed that your next Citizens Academy starts September 1st.
Yep.
It runs through November 3rd, Election Day. It's 6 to 9 every Tuesday from September 1st to November 3rd. And I'm telling you right now, it's worthwhile. You will enjoy it. So y'all need to go on their website, check out, click the link, call Captain Dixon. He'll set you up.
We just graduated a junior academy
I saw that.
about a month ago, a little less than a month ago. Had a bunch of kids in it. And,
That's great.
They had a good time. So
That's great. Oh, I bet they did.
Yeah, the one thing about the Citizens Academy, from the folks that have been through it that I've seen, you can easily, particularly those who may be on the edge of not knowing exactly, number one, what the sheriff's office is about. It's a big thing. It's not just a bunch of deputies and the sheriff go out there to make arrests and put drunks in jail. That's those days are history. You got a lot more intensive work that you're doing. But those people that come out of it, those that I keep saying, they suddenly have become ambassadors.
Mm-hmm.
They have taught really good stuff to other people
You get to
about
see the
way
real
things
side of it.
really work in law
Right.
enforcement. So good. That's a great move that you guys have been doing. That's
appreciate that.
Yeah, it
It's
is
been a good resource.
Would
for us, too.
our president of the Oslo
Yeah,
Amateur Radio
he's
Club,
got it. He's got
Got it
it.
right here.
got your letter.
Yes,
Okay,
right.
very good. We do appreciate that.
And what a nice training facility you
That's
have.
a great place out there.
That is so nice. I could
Sweet.
move in out there.
Well, we sort of do a couple of weekends a year.
I wanted to get in that great big truck, but I'm too little.
You'd have to get
I'd have to have a ladder.
an extension ladder
Yes.
to get up
Or probably some
That's
scaffolding or something. That is a
Don't
cool
feel
truck.
bad. I need a step stool to get in it. So.
That's
Yeah.
your high water rescue truck?
The one in the warehouse is actually a vehicle we use with our SWAT team. It's an armored vehicle.
there.
Like
To
a
drive
Bearcat?
over the house, right?
Like
Go
a
through it.
Bearcat?
or through it, yeah.
Right.
And, but the high water one, I don't know if you've seen it or not. It's a two-wheel, 2.5-ton military truck, and it's pretty high off the
I haven't
ground.
seen that one. I don't
Yeah.
think.
I thought that was the one that was in the
No.
training center, but I won't tell you it was a big truck.
We keep the high water vehicle and some other surplus military vehicles that we
Mhm.
use for storms and things of that nature at the complex we bought on North 17.
That's right. I forgot about that. So you've moved into that one, right?
Mhm.
Great. I'll have to go out and take a peek.
And having a chat with your public information gentleman, Trevor,
He's the
This week,
best.
I told him, I volunteered her and me, if he had any interest in amateur radio, getting his license, getting a basic ticket. I said, it would benefit you to be able to have access to the information that the 75 people in Oslo County are providing in times of an emergency.
Yep.
And he said, I'll do that.
Yep.
So Lee, I volunteered you and me to talk to him and to teach him how to do this.
You're not getting it from me.
He does me a good job.
He does a great
Trevor.
job.
I help
I
Trevor.
will admit every now and then I look at something he posted and I might cringe a little bit. But
Would you
No,
know?
I wanna know.
How about the den? Or the
Oh, God.
I want to know what your walkout song is.
well, I don't know. I don't know that I have one to announce publicly because Trevor will substitute it with
Oh, yes,
something
we will.
else. And
Tell us. We won't tell him. I want to know. I
know
kept
that.
waiting for Onslow to do that because there was a lot of departments, Greensboro, Kinston
I
even.
know what. I
They
know
were
what-
all putting them out. I kept
know
saying,
what the
come on,
sheriff
Onslow.
is. I felt the law and the law won.
I think he should have the Rocky anthem. Yeah.
just as long as it's not the old song I shot the sheriff. So
Oh,
as long as it's
gosh.
not that
I
one.
fought the
I
law.
don't think
No, I shot the sheriff. No, I fought the law and the law won.
That would not be good.
That's the one that I like.
But yeah, he finally, I was like, thank you, Trevor. And it was really good. It was really good. Good job, Trevor.
But Jeff, we do appreciate your time.
Yes, thank you so
Thanks for
much
having
for
From a very busy schedule.
setting the record straight on
Yes,
flock
about
cameras.
Flock cameras. We've heard so much
I-
about
I've heard
flock cameras.
My last word, I do not have flock count.
I listened
I was flocked out about the whole mess.
an elected official at a meeting going off about them. I was like, we don't have flock cameras.
Yeah, my daughter's got flocks over there, but they're those
Yeah,
those people are flamingos.
yeah, but
Take care.
anyway,
Take care.
thank
Be
you so
safe.
much, Chris. Sheriff. Thomas.
Yes. His last name is my middle name.
Well, I try to, especially when we're on the show, call
Oh,
people
well, we got
properly.
we do that. That's rank means a lot to
Right.
me for people.
He earned that,
I
yes.
grew up like that, so it's going to be that way.
Yes.
You know how long it was before I could call Mike and Arrow Mike?
Yeah. Well,
He
I always
was-
called
he
him
was-
Chief.
Yeah, well, he was retired.
Right.
Hans Miller. From the time I met
He
him,
was
first
our
time I met
sheriff.
him was he was chief. 'Cause
Oh, yeah, at the
I know him as
airport.
chief of the airport,
Right.
and I used to talk to him as I'm away from Wilmington, and he would get on, and I'd call him chief. And he'd call me Hans. And we in amateur radio only refer to
Right.
people by their first names.
Right.
They
Right.
don't even have a last name.
It's true.
And it's a call letter and the first name. That's it, Jack.
Well, I'm glad he straightened out
So
the
we just
misinformation on the flock cameras. And I will tell you the picture he showed from the license plate reader, and he said there was only 3 in the county, which all you can actually see is the car and the back
looks
plate.
like every other car.
It looks like every other car. You
Until
cannot
you get to the back
anything
number.
else. And you know what? It's one of my family members was kidnapped.
You would want
Assaulted.
everybody to know about
I was like, thank you for having that. And I know a lot of people want to scream it's an invasion of their privacy, but Rayford, like we've talked all week long, wherever you go these days, there's cameras.
it. Well, let's just forget about
There's
the cameras for a minute.
cameras.
Let's suppose there were no cameras, like way back in my day.
All right.
Okay, no cameras. But we had police officers out there. No, we didn't have body cameras. We didn't have dash cameras. There
Right.
were cops. They had 2 things. They called eyeballs.
Right.
And they had, like we talked about, they had in the morning briefings or the
Right.
evening briefings, they get basically hand out if there's anything hot going on, a hot sheet, a list of stolen cars, a list of wanted cars, a list of wanted people.
Mhm.
You get that handed out, okay? And it's read to you. And if they got a copy machine that's working, sometimes they didn't, but they would read it and then they would call in, or I would call whoever was out there. They see a car. Oh, can you give me that tag number again on that, 78 Dodge Charger, the red one, that is stolen?
Mhm.
Okay, nope, that's not the one. But there are cops that do that. It's legal. It's
Right.
legal for them to do it. It's legal for them to identify the people in the vehicle. There's nothing wrong with that. So a camera's not going to do any more than a police officer would do when the police officer was there, and actually a lot less.
Well, I'll tell you honestly, this is my opinion. Flock cameras don't bother me. If I'm out there driving, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing
Yeah.
most of the time, except for maybe exceeding the speed a little bit. But
And picking your nose and combing your hair and putting
putting on my
lipstick
lipstick.
on.
yeah, I mean, but
That's not
it
what they're
doesn't
about,
bother
y'all.
me. It doesn't bother me, but people want to yell. But yet, the same people that are against the flock cameras are first to demand that police officers, law enforcement officers wear body cams and have cameras in
They
their
think
cars.
It's going to catch the officers doing something. That's the reason they're demanding it.
Well, I will
Because
tell
they're
you,
anti-law enforcement.
there's not many counties in North Carolina right now that have flock cameras. If you look up the real information on flock cameras in
It's
North
a brand
Carolina,
name like Kleenex, okay?
but
Glock.
there is presently, she's undergoing prosecution. Well, she's been arrested for a police officer in Mooresville, North Carolina, that was misusing her position and misusing
That's
the
good.
purpose of the flock camera. She was tracking her boyfriend's ex-wife. So she has been arrested and charged. And,
Okay,
dumbass,
you're dummy.
dummy. But, I mean, is there there's probably misuse of it. It's probably misuse of cameras in
Well,
the grocery store.
misuse of police officers out there doing the same thing, or other people. The cops are nothing but humans. But believe it or not, they're not robots.
Yes.
And there are fallacies. They're human.
Mhm.
Everybody has a.
But we live in the day
issues.
and age now where there's cameras everywhere. There's cameras everywhere.
All right, let's go back to where I was going to go earlier.
I don't remember where that was.
All I do.
Okay.
It's about politics. My least favorite,
Oh.
one of my least favorite subjects, and
Okay.
it's in Steve calls. I won't get over that one for the longest
He had
time.
there's so many places I could have gone with that, and I just
Well,
sat
I
there.
did, and I'm trying to cover what I wrote because
No,
I don't want to say
it
it.
was
I do
right
want to say it.
there on the edge of my tongue, the tip of my tongue,
That pill,
and I was like, "Don't do it, don't do
the
it."
pill filled with dried poop, freeze-dried poop or whatever. And you take a pill.
They have all sorts of stuff out on the
Oh.
market now that you can take, or powders, pills, little
That makes
gummies.
you wonder what they're made of.
That helps with. Oh, I'm throwing it away when I go home. They have gummies that you can take that
I
help
can't-
regulate your
I
digestive.
can't
You
do
know.
gummies. I don't even like the thought of something called a gummy.
Well, you know, you've got powder and grains. You've got drinks that you can get
That's
that'll
better.
help balance your what they call your gut. You know, but I'm very bad about taking anything on a regular basis.
Just get yourself some prunes, people. You'll be good to go.
I like prunes.
I know people like them.
I like to eat them like I don't like them in juice. I mean, I just like.
Oh, I don't like
you
prune
know,
juice.
ugh.
Okay, so here we go. A good political story first.
Okay, go with it.
It's about a Democrat. And unlike some diehard non-Democrat people, I have known some fine folks with D's beside their names. I've known them. I still know them.
Mm-hmm.
There's this one guy. His name is John Fetterman.
I like him.
And he's a Democrat and a U.S. Senator. I'm going to strip away both of those descriptors for just a few minutes. I'm going to call him an American. John the American appeared on CNN Live and was typical John, straight to the point, without mincing words, no interpretation needed. CNN's Wolf Blitzer. First time I heard of him was during the first Gulf War? Whatever. The guy named Wolf Blitzer. I figured that's a name that was invented, but it's real. CNN's Wolf Blitzer, during a discussion about the increasing socialist Democrat base that seems to be getting a lot of attention these days, asked John the American, "Are you willing to unify with Abdul el-Sayed?" Before I go further, for those who don't follow the news, Abdul, the socialist, recently won the Democrat primary in Michigan for a U.S. House seat. He will face a Republican in November. To the question, John the American cut loose. He wants to put me on a pike. I don't know what that means, but he continues. He is really a little man syndrome. He was really arrogant in that race. I can't come together with someone if you're willing to embrace someone who loves Hamas. That was how he responded to the question from Wolf. How do you deal with this dude Abdul? Well, Fetterman, that the Democrats have great candidates in races across the whole country. He's a Democrat. But that he and others do not support anyone who supports the terrorist organization Hamas. The terrorist organizations are declared enemies of the United States. They are known enemies of the United States. I think that a lot of Democrats are going to find themselves facing problems in November, having to vote for either a socialist or a Republican or sit out the election. And that's just not the way things should be working. They should be able to pick one person or another for what the person is. So maybe they will do that. The problem, of course, is that too many people across this country have done what Onslow County voters did. They stayed home instead of primary. The primary is a very important election. Why? Because it eliminates everybody but this one person from running against the opposition party. And it might not be the person you want. You may have eliminated a good person by not voting, by not turning out, to even have a chance to be the governor, the senator, a congressman, or whatever. Assuming that every Republican and every Democrat running for office supports their respective parties' platforms, that could present issues. November could come down to the unaffiliated voters out there, those who can pick a mixture of candidates as they wish without feeling guilty. Without feeling guilty. Hardcore party affiliated voters cringe at that thought. They have a problem. They have a problem. Hardcore political people have a serious problem in not voting for somebody in the party. I've heard it for years. I know that's what happens. I've seen it happen even in my own family. Okay? That is where the problem is going to lie. Unaffiliated, we don't care. We don't have those loyalties to worry about. There are 88 days, 1 hour, and a few minutes left until the 3rd of November at 7:30 in the morning when voting goes on. Early voting begins in North Carolina a little over 2 weeks before that.
October 15th.
October the 15th.
Right.
Madam Political Keeper of the Facts, I ask thee, what is the deadline for registering in North Carolina to be able to vote in the November election?
Well, this is crazy because according to North Carolina State Board of Elections, the civilian voter registration deadline in North Carolina, this is what they're saying, is 25 days before Election Day. But during early voting, you can walk in at any of the locations opened in your county for early voting and register then and vote the same day. So why do we have a deadline? Does not make sense to me.
Okay.
But voter registration applications submitted by mail will be processed before the next primary or general election if they are postmarked on or before the 25th day before that primary. So I just said the cutoff date to register to vote was 25 days before the election date. But yet if you mail in a voter registration, it has to be postmarked 25 days or less before early voting starts. But you can go in during early voting and register and vote on the same day.
You know how confused that I am?
This is straight from the Board of Elections
I understand
page.
that, but you know
Yes.
how confusing that is?
It is. Why, if you can go to, well, at an early voting site, you have people that are taught on what to look for, what to accept for voter ID, et cetera, et cetera. And so I guess going before them, they can verify that your registration is correct. So I don't know. It's all very
So you
confusing.
can
to me.
vote and then they can verify that you're legit.
Yeah, if you go in to register to vote, they'll ask you for your ID, and they'll ask you, you'll have to sign an affidavit that everything is correct that they put down, and then you can go vote.
I just have all sorts of problems with all
It's
of
crazy. Well, now you have to have an acceptable photo ID, and let's just go over that real quick. A North Carolina driver's license is acceptable.
If it's expired, what about
If
that?
it's expired, it's got to be expired in the year. In other words, say you're 65 years of age
Mhm.
and your driver's license is expired. It's a voter 65 or older may use an expired form of acceptable ID if the ID was unexpired on their 65th birthday. But as far as from anyone else, it doesn't go into it. But I would think if your driver's license is expired, if it's been a while, you better go get a new one.
If you can't get a driver's license, you've aged out, you don't want to try anymore, or you
There's other things, yes.
there are IDs you can get at the DMV.
Yes, they're called non-driver IDs.
And,
They're pretty much like a basic driver's
They look like a
license.
driver's
but
license. They look like a driver's license because that's the only mass public forum where
Right.
people come in and can get IDs. And it's going to look the same. It's coming out of the same stupid machine, y'all.
Yeah, you can get a free voter ID, photo ID by going to your county board of elections too. They'll do one for you. If you have a U.S. passport or a U.S. passport card, that is acceptable.
Military.
College or university student photo IDs approved by the state board of elections. So it's not, like University of North Carolina. Duke University, like a student ID card there. Those have been approved. So just make sure if you have a college ID card that is just accepted by the state board of elections. Not everybody.
If you have moved, it is up to you to change your voter registration.
Right. State or local government or charter school employee photo ID has to be approved by the state board of elections to be acceptable.
Now, if you have moved, please do not make it costly for the rest of us by not getting your ID changed, or getting your registration changed, because I don't care if they're on the clock.
You go in there.
When they go in after the fact, because you didn't have one, and you get to vote with a provisional, and they have to do the work to verify that you are okay, that's still going to end up costing some time for somebody that could be doing something else.
If you go in doing early voting and you say, hey, my address has changed, they'll fix it for you on your voter ID registration. You sign the little affidavit like you do every time you go to vote.
Elections.
No, you can go and do an early voting. If your address has changed, you can go in there because they're going to ask you, is this your current address? No, I moved. They'll fix it in the books. They'll fix it.
How can they fix it without verification?
Well, you can take a light bill with you.
Okay.
Take a light bill with you.
So everybody who takes this, when you go in to vote, they can actually change your voter registration?
They can update your voter registration for you when you go into early vote. Yeah, it's the same thing as going in to register to vote and register and vote and all on the same day.
So
it's always been that way.
Are all of the people when I walk in to vote, are all of those people full-time employees of the Board of Elections? At every precinct?
No, but they've been trained. They go through classes. They're certified to do this. Yeah, you just can't walk in. I mean, your name's going to be the same, right? On voter registration.
Unless you've changed, unless you got married.
Well, then take your marriage certificate with you.
Mm-hmm.
Also, other acceptable forms of ID are the military or veterans ID card with photo issued by the U.S. government, tribal enrollment card with photo issued by a tribe recognized by the state of North Carolina or the federal government, and an ID card with photo issued by any agency of the U.S. government or the state of North Carolina for public assistance program. Although this is an acceptable form of ID under North Carolina law, the state board is not aware of any such ID in circulation, and we're talking about a ID with photo issued by an agency of the U.S. government of the state of North Carolina for public assistance. So, yeah, it's just basically it's not in-person voters must show an acceptable photo ID when they check in. All right. And election workers check to see if the picture on the ID reasonably resembles the voter and if the name on the ID is the same as or very similar to the voter's name in their registration record. I told you I had issues.
You just have problems with the hair.
When my hair was much blonder and my photo ID on my driver's license, my natural color is almost black. And when I was going in there and I'd give them my ID, they'd look at the picture, they'd look at me, they'd look at the picture, they'd look at me. They go, did you change your hair color?
Yes.
Yes.
Every time I change clothes, I change.
Isn't that one?
Every Friday.
Right. So if you have a photo ID, but you did not bring it with you to the voting site, you have the following options.
Go home.
Here we go, exceptions again. Go get your photo ID and return to the voting site to vote for a regular ballot. Okay, all right, that makes the best sense.
The only one that should be.
Or vote a provisional ballot.
Should not be allowed.
and bring an acceptable ID to your county elections office by noon on the Friday after Election Day. That's your cutoff. If you're unable to show a photo ID when voting for some reason, you may vote a provisional ballot. Fill out a photo ID exception form at the voting site explaining why. You should also include why you were unable to show an ID at your county board office by noon on Friday after election. Those are the anti-flock people.
I'm just saying that I want everybody who is eligible to be able to vote. But if you're so stupid that you can't carry an ID or get an ID to carry with you, I really don't think you're intelligent enough to vote.
Well, I will tell you now, okay, how about voting by mail? Absentee by mail. All right.
You can request the absentee ballot and they will verify it. But you know what?
Well, let me tell you.
Realistically, what are they ever going to be officially counted?
Voters who vote by mail must include a photocopy of an acceptable ID when returning their ballot, or they may complete an ID exception form. The voter places the photocopy of ID or the ID exception form in a pocket outside of the ballot container envelope, which is then placed in an outer return envelope to protect the privacy of the voter. And military and overseas voters casting ballots under special provisions for these voters are required to submit a photocopy of their ID or ID exception when returning the ballot.
Yeah. Okay.
There's a lot of exceptions to the rule too. So anyway. But yes, your poll workers they're temporary employees that are hired and they are trained. And I've never had an issue with any of them, except over the hair color.
Marine forecast out to 60 nautical miles today. Southerly winds 5 to 10 knots, seas 2 to 4 feet. A slight chance of showers and thunderstorms this morning. Tomorrow, southerly winds 5 to 10 knots, increasing to 10 to 15 in the afternoon, seas 3 to 4 feet. A chance of showers with a slight chance of thunderstorms. And Sunday, southwesterly winds 10 to 15, seas 2 to 3 feet. A chance of thunderstorms with showers likely, mainly in the morning on Sunday.
Today we have a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms. Mostly sunny with a high near 91 with heat index values as high as 101. Tonight, partly cloudy with a low around 72. Saturday, mostly sunny with a high near 90. And Sunday, a slight chance of showers, partly sunny with a high near 92.
What's a socialist?
What is a...
Oh, you're going to have to look it up.
No, I'm not.
Speaking of Democrat socialists, the mayor of the Big Apple got a less than warm welcome by a herd
Oh, he got
of New York's finest at the NYPD's National Night Out.
Mm-hmm.
Mayor Zoran Mamdani showed up at the event on Staten Island, attended by 3,500 people, most of them cops, and was greeted with profanity-laced jeers. I can't tell you what they said. Needless to say, he was shocked. He was shocked, I say. He was shocked that they didn't like him. He should not be surprised if his limo doesn't get pulled over for speeding sometime, perhaps with a broken taillight. As he approached the podium, the crowd literally shouted him down. He loves to speak. He gets in front of a podium or behind a podium with a microphone. He goes on, sometimes for an hour. The F word and the New York salute were prominent. His less than honorable mayor could barely get through a much shortened speech. It lasted less than 1 minute. And then he made it back to his waiting chariot to get out of the area. Man, Danny, you're not loved nearly as much as you thought.
It's a nutcase.
Among law enforcement folks, that should be your first sign, by the way. They don't like your anti-police propaganda. I've really never known a crooked person who actually liked cops. Have you? Have you ever seen a crook that liked cops?
No.
His less than 60-second speech is, according to those in the know, his shortest one ever.
He couldn't hear himself talk. It was so loud.
No. we talked about some health matters with Steve this morning. So I'm going to have to get down and do a little. Are you feeling puny? You remember that word puny?
Yes.
Are you experiencing, folks, this is some symptoms you need to pay attention to.
Oh, wait, this was a commercial, wasn't it?
Are you experiencing fatigue, cramps, or nausea?
Oh, my leg hurts.
How long have you had those symptoms? Medical folks urge you to see a medical professional if they last longer than a few days. Why? Well, I'll tell you. Right here in eastern North Carolina, health officials are urging residents to take precautions as cyclopsoriasis, their cases are continuing to rise across the state. The North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services has reported confirmed 867 total cases, an increase of 149 since a week ago. Don't know how many there really are. These are the ones who are being diagnosed. Health department officials say they get a few cases every year, but the numbers this year are showing a significant increase worth studying. So if you have any underlying issues, you got other medical problems, and you start showing signs of these symptoms that I just read.
That's kind of normal symptoms every day, though. Get up feeling puny.
It's best not to wait, see a doctor right away. So far 6 cases have been reported in Pitt County, 4 in Craven, 2 each in Onslow and Duplin.
Oh.
Yes.
What do they call this? The puniness?
No. Cyclopsoriasis.
Oh, the psycho thing.
No
The
deaths have been
cyclone.
reported in North Carolina, though 2 people have died in Michigan. Studies are ongoing, but preliminary reports are suggesting that some of the cases have resulted from some raw fruits and vegetables.
Donuts.
You should definitely wash every raw vegetable, everything like lettuce, your limes, your lemons, prepackaged lettuces. It doesn't matter what
I'm
they
scared to
are.
get
Just
anything.
wash them.
Right.
Put them in the dishwasher if you want. No, you can't do that. It's too hot. Even if the package claims they are pre-washed, don't buy it. You lie to on a regular basis, aren't you?
Right now.
Why would you buy that story? One more reason I do not accept lime or lemon for my sweet tea. Nowhere, or any other beverage. Do you know if it was washed before it was sliced after it came off the tree?
Did they have clean hands while they
Years ago, I asked a bartender friend of mine if that company washed the limes or the lemons before he would slice them up.
Come on.
He thought that was crazy. He said no bar or restaurant he had ever worked at washed the cases of limes or lemons when they came in. Lemons and limes grow on trees. Well, let me think about it. In the trees outside here, I got birds. They sit on tree limbs and they decorate things that are below them. They decorate lots of stuff below them. And even if it rains, your limes and lemons on those trees, your oranges, your tangerines, your grapefruits, or whatever you buy, they got stuff on them.
How about your coconuts?
Do not get washed. Do not get washed before they
Put
cut
the
them up.
lime in the coconut. Right.
So you wash your blasted stuff.
Reverend.
Lettuce. Let me tell you the story that came out of Mexico. The big, very large lettuce fields in Mexico, the guys go through and they pull the lettuce, cut it, right?
Right.
Well, there are no porta-johns on these multi-acre fields.
That's not good.
Guess what they use for TP?
Leaves, some plants or
Yes.
whatever. See, I'm telling you right now, I went to the grocery store the other day, and my usual thing is to start over at the produce and
Just
work my way
wash
around.
your stuff, okay?
I went nowhere near it. I went nowhere. I am
You were
not
afraid it was going to jump
interested.
out and grab you, weren't you?
I'm just not interested at all in anything that is fruity. But I bought donuts and I
You
bought.
just use it because you like donuts.
Well, it's my excuse to buy
That's
some
what I
because I
said.
never buy sweets. And what else was it? Donuts and something else that I don't normally get. I don't remember right now. I find it boring to go to ice cream. Donuts and ice cream. That's what I bought. I figure it's safe
I got
right
no problem.
now
I got no problem
until
telling.
we find out the cow was contaminated.
Oh, mad cow disease.
Oh my
Let's
gosh.
slide over to K-Town, also known as Kinston.
Yeah, I call it K-Town.
Police had a car stopped on traffic offenses when the driver drove away this week. How dare he disrespect the law like that? Must have taken lessons from New York's mayor. As police are prone to do, they gave chase. They went down Highway 258, hot on the heels of the car driven by 26-year-old Niger Singleton, well known to lawmen, jailers, and the Department of Corrections here in North Carolina. In Jones County, down the road a bit from Lenore County, he jumped out of his car and disappeared in the woods. Jones County deputies got a call that a man fitting Singleton's description was seen later running through a yard several hours after he eluded police. At Kinston Popo, they returned to the area. They managed to find Singleton and returned him to Lenore County wearing bracelets,
But that
likely
homeowner,
shackles.
I bet that homeowner had a camera in his house, huh?
Now, his charges included for this week
Right.
2 counts of trafficking marijuana, 2
Okay.
counts. Possession with intent to sell and deliver marijuana,
What's the third
felony
one?
possession of marijuana,
4,
felony flee to elude
5,
arrest, multiple traffic
6,
violations, multiple counts of resist, obstruct, or delay a public officer.
4.
He's in jail, at least for a few days. Probably knows some of the other folks in jail already, and they've reconnected. Part 2, as Paul Harvey would say, the rest of the story.
Yes.
His state prison record. I got to get a sip of my beverage.
State prison record. Okay, here we go. Get ready for this.
Speeding to elude an officer, speeding to elude arrest, possession of drugs, injury to personal property, assault with a deadly weapon, armed terror to the public, selling dope, possession of dope, resisting an officer, speeding to elude arrest, possession and use of drug paraphernalia, obstruction of justice, possession of drugs. Now listen up. On the 29th of March, 2022, possession of a gun by a convicted felon. On the 5th of April, 2022, just days later, possession of a gun by a convicted felon and resisting arrest. On 7th of April, 2 days after that one, 2022, possession of a gun by a convicted felon. After numerous suspended sentences during his years of criminal activity, with probation violations and revocations, he served 13 months on convictions in Onslow County, overlapped with another 2-month stint in prison, and finally did another short term in Central for one of the 3 charges of being a felon with a gun, all within a period of 10 days. I don't know what happened to the other 2 charges.
Now, what was his name again, Rayford?
Niger
Niger Singleton.
Yes.
Okay, because I have a message from somebody. He was a former Jacksonville High School football standout.
His total county jail and prison time is 4 years and 2 months. Perhaps we need another overhaul of the sentencing structure and let a selection of 100 prior cops, victims of crimes, and the families of those who have suffered at the hands of convicted criminals be the ones to work on overhauling the sentencing structure for North Carolina. Nowhere in that group of 100 will be a judge, a lawyer, or an elected official of any office. Let the people decide how sentences should be carried out.
Yeah, there might be some issues with that, but I hear what you're saying.
I agree with a lot of issues that they would try to throw up there because, you know who makes the laws?
We do.
Huh?
We do.
No, we do not make the laws.
We do. We're elected to a position. We go in and we make the law.
Oh, you're talking about the legislature. The legislators in this state. Why don't you do a little survey and tell me how many of those who are elected to our legislature are members of the bar? I mean, not those who visit the bar, members of the bar.
Yeah,
Who are
attorneys.
Attorneys.
Right.
Who
Okay.
have attorneys. Practicing attorneys or non-practicing attorneys. How
How
many?
to
of
do
them?
that?
Wonder how many there are.
I have no clue, but I will research that. And let me see if I can get that up.
Had one told me one day. He said, we make a lot of laws, but we always build in loopholes because we know that one day we can need them when we try cases. What? That's what he said. Maybe jokingly, but it made me wonder.
All right, I put in judges too.
They got law degrees.
You
One time they did not have to have law degrees to be a district court judge in North Carolina. Not that many years ago, like 30 years, 40 years ago.
Current legislators with legal / judicial experience. You got Rachel Hunt. She's former North
Count 'em.
Carolina
How many?
Supreme Court Justice. Phil Berger, former North Carolina Supreme Court Justice. Destin Hall, former justice. Other members have served as judges in trials or as attorneys in the state legal system. It does not give a number, but right now it's just showing 3. It says current at least 3 to 5 North Carolina legislators, including the Senate President Pro Tem and House Speaker, have prior judicial service. Others have legal backgrounds. That's it. That's all you get.
I don't get much, do I?
No, not giving us much. Wow.
Panama Beach. Did you hear about this one? Yeah, you did, because you sent it to me. A big old knife fight between 2 men saw both of them going to jail. Some news accounts describe the weapons as machetes. Not really sure if
yeah.
they know what a machete
I thought of
is.
Kelly when I saw that.
Oh, I did too. The fight took place in the parking lot of a public supermarket. Must be fighting over the fruit or something there. I don't know. The 2 men started arguing, then decided to up the ante. They retreated to their respective cars and returned each armed with what police described as a fixed blade weapon.
Okay.
35-year-old Tristan Gay was the chief assailant, according to the police. Witnesses say that Everett Critchbottom was sitting in his car in the parking lot when Gay pulled in. Gay told police he stopped his car to have words with Critchbottom, whatever, over an earlier disagreement. Critchbottom picked up a hatchet from his front seat. Doesn't everyone keep a hatchet on your front seat? And showed it to Gay. Hey, guess what I got? Gay, who had gotten out of his car by this time, returned to his vehicle, got a machete, which was still in the case, a sheath, and returned to Critchbottom's car. He slapped Critchbottom across the face with a machete, which was still in its sheath, and the fight was on. Both men sustained injuries to their hands. Critchbottom stomped Gay when he was on the ground, and Gay knocked Critchbottom unconscious. I don't know what happened. Bottom line, both were checked out at a hospital and checked into the jail. I hope they're in the same cell. They could do a pay-per-view of that jailhouse, couldn't they?
I can see that
just
throat fight.
What's wrong with people?
Wow.
That was a story I said, really?
It was something that I've been meaning to bring up for quite a while, and I haven't done it yet because, every county has their issues. We've seen the county commissioners go through it. We've seen the city of Jacksonville quite often go through it with their elected officials. But there's been a big to-do about a Pender County commissioner and him being part of a nonprofit that has gotten grants from the state. Anyway.
Did the county, was this a county-involved grant?
Let me just read it to you.
Okay.
Complaints against the Wallace-based Mount Calvary Center for Leadership Development,
That's in Duplin County.
of which Pender County Commissioner Jimmy Tate is the president, have been filed with the North Carolina Department of Justice and the Office of the State Auditor, Dave Bullock. Allegations in the complaints include Medicaid fraud, extortion, and misuse of taxpayer funds. Kim McGahee an at-large member of the Pender County GOP Executive Board, submitted an initial complaint to the NCDOJ on July 8th and an amended complaint on July 22nd. The amended complaint includes allegations from two whistleblowers, get off my page, and request an immediate investigation into the organization. The integration of these accounts transformed this inquiry from a matter of administrative negligence into a highly documented, multi-layer criminal enterprise that is defrauding the state of North Carolina, exploiting vulnerable Medicaid enrollees, and weaponizing county government officers for personal enrichment. Mount Calvary is a 501c3 that runs leadership and youth events around southeastern North Carolina. According to its website, its mission is to educate, enable, and prepare grassroots persons to become better individuals. The allegations in the complaint are false. What they're trying to say that is one of the county commissioners, and it would be in Pender County, Randy Burton Tate's colleague. Let me see. Where did they put his name at? Anyway, Commissioner Tate.
He lives in Duplin County.
No, he lives in Pender. He's a Pender County commissioner.
But his business is in Duplin County.
This covers Eastern North Carolina. This 501(c)(3). But what it is he's been instrumental in getting grants for this 501(c)(3), and
using
he's
his position
actually
as a commissioner.
yes.
You can't do that.
And this is the allegations, and it's been ongoing. And Pender County commissioners right now have just had one thing after another: the fussing, the fighting, the differences of
So they
opinions.
want him off, or what?
Well, it's just they want the NCDOJ to investigate him, and saying that
I assume that the DOJ is investigating with all these
they
complaints.
just started. Yes.
Okay.
And the Department of who did I say? Not Department of Insurance. Who was the other one? The one that Dave Belick is. Auditor.
Okay.
Right. Oh yeah, there's going to be some. But it's just lately, and there was big disagreement with the county commissioners in Pender over part of that land that Holly Ridge had some of the people in Holly Ridge had a problem with it being put into the city of Holly Ridge. And it's just been one thing after another. But my opinion, if you're a city council person, or if you are a county commissioner, regardless what county, what city, if you have personal ties to a nonprofit, I think when it comes time to vote on grants, that the money they set aside for special 501(c)(3)s, I think you need to stay out of it. You don't even need to mention it.
Now, how about if he is just, because it sounds like this organization of which he is the head of, right?
Let me look it up again.
And whatever his position is, that he is going directly to the state to get funding, grants or whatever for his organization. But
No. This is every county commissioner board has people come to them with requests to get money for their 501(c)(3).
Mhm.
And that county commissioner board can decide, well, we're going to give $1,000 to this 501(c), or we're going to give $5,000.
That's from the county.
That's from the county,
But
right?
is he going directly to the state? I don't understand. You said that the state money, state funds or something.
No, I'm saying the state's investigating it.
Get that?
Right. All right. Let me see if I can get. I went into the story, but yet it was lacking some information that I should have set it up better for you. Okay. Pender County Commissioner Jimmy Tate is the head of the Mount Calvary Center for Leadership Development, a nonprofit that has become under scrutiny after two Pender County residents, Republican leader Phil Cordero and Kim McGahee, filed misconduct complaints with the North Carolina Department of Justice. All right. The complainants are also seeking operational details about Tate Farm by the Pond, a community space that is linked to Tate. And it does not say whether this Tate farm by the pond is benefiting from county money. Let me see. Jimmy Tate has called the allegations personal and politically motivated, and they're false and should be dismissed. All right. Okay. The Mount Calvary Center for Leadership Development is a community-focused nonprofit, and Tate Farm by the Pond hosts various public events. The complaints mark a significant political and legal development, with the county's budget process and other county matters also under public scrutiny. And okay, let me just go down here. So they're accusing of this commissioner of benefiting. See if we can get into more of a. In my opinion.
Well, I haven't heard anything yet that had anything to do with the county commissioners awarding him money or awarding this group money.
I have to go back to.
I haven't. You haven't said anything about that.
Side. It all started over, and then at a board meeting, a county commissioner board meeting in June, I know that one specific commissioner asked that any money that was set aside for this be stopped. Following mounting public pressure and ongoing investigation by the outdoorsman, Commissioner Jimmy Tate has abruptly decided to forfeit nearly $40,000 in Pender County payments. All right, here's the facts. On June 4th, 2026, we reported that Tate's nonprofit had accepted over $1.85 million in taxpayer-funded grants in the past 2 fiscal years, and that he and his sister are paying themselves nearly $400,000 every year in salaries and bonuses with that taxpayer money. The county connection. Since then, we have discovered that Jimmy Tate has also been getting about $40,000 in a Juvenile Crime Prevention Council grant each year paid by Pender County.
Okay, that's the problem for Pender County.
That's the problem. All right. And during a recent county commissioner meeting on June 15, 2026, Tate asked to no longer receive those funds. This appears to be an omission of accepting taxpayer funds directly from Pender County, and it being a conflict of interest.
Okay, I see that one.
Tate ironically pleaded for funding to, quote, share the table in, quote, Pender County Christian Services. According to tax records, share the table paid only $64,873 in total executive compensation, and Pender County Christian Services only paid his director $16,169 for working 40 hours a week. Meanwhile, Tate pocketed $180,488 over the last year alone, despite working a mere 25 hours a week for his nonprofit. So he has a relation.
I need a job.
I mean, like, dude. And this is what the accusations are, that him being a county commissioner should not be involved in any grants whatsoever from the county to these nonprofits that he's involved in, especially making $400,000 a year in salary for that one.
I would suggest that the Internal Revenue Service take a look at that and see if they paid taxes on it.
It's just been a lot of controversy coming out of Pender County, and I'm just like, I've been following it somewhat, not real deep.
Yeah.
And Rayford, August 8th, put this on your calendar, starting at 10 o'clock. The Onslow County Sheriff's Office is doing a foundation run. It's a Jeep run. Anyone who has a Jeep, you leave Onslow Pines Park and you're going to travel to Surf City Park, which is halfway. I guess you come back. But anyway, they're having a Jeep fundraiser. Go out there and help raise. If you own a Jeep.
I got a Jeep.
Says join local law enforcement.
Who's getting the funds? I want a fundraiser. Am I going to get some money?
Join local law enforcement officers for a Jeep run on August 8th at 10 p.m. Begin at Onslow County Park.
10
a.m. Beginning. I feel like I have to rush to get the story in. Beginning at Onslow Pines Park and finishing in Surf City Park. Please bring your Jeep your
Yeah.
family and your friends tomorrow and stand behind those who
I don't
stand
have
for
any
us.
friends.
Anyway, it
gets
is
the
a
money?
fundraiser for supporting
Thank you.
the men and women of the Onslow County Sheriff's Office and the community we proudly serve.
Okay, that'd be good.
So every Jeep I see has got ducks all the way across the dashboard.
We're
Little
duck
ducks.
hunters,
Yeah,
and I don't even have a license to hunt ducks, but I got a whole dash full of them.
what this is, you know what?
What?
I want to rant about something.
Again?
Why do people find it necessary to put pictures of dead animals on Facebook? Oh, here's a picture of this deceased dog laying over here. Okay, why don't you just say, for anyone who's missing a black lab, just found one deceased over in this area. Why do you have to put pictures of the deceased animal on Facebook? Why?
Because they're tasteless.
Why do you have to? And I know this is my personal thing, but I am not going to put a picture of my dying pet on Facebook.
Nope.
The pet passes on. You say, I lost my little Binky. I will forever miss him. That's beautiful. Show a beautiful picture.
Mm-hmm.
But why put pictures of a dying animal or a dead animal in a ditch on Facebook? It's the first thing I saw when I opened this up. I'm like, I just don't get it.
I agree with you.
Why are we doing that? Anyway,
We
so
are.
what's
Some
up
of
for
the
this
people are-
weekend?
I don't know.
Oh, for anyone who is interested and needs to register to vote, there will be a voter registration tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. at National Dodge, North Marine Boulevard.
Buy a car and get registered to vote.
Well, anyway, there'll be a voter registration, 9 to
That's
12. Yes, and
I-
regardless of what party you're registering for.
I like folks. I would love for everybody in here who's in the county who's not registered to do that. That is not our problem, to be honest with you. Our problem is those individuals, 89% of them,
Getting out.
who
to
are
vote.
already voting or are already registered to vote, did not vote in the primary. Y'all say it's just a primary, it's just a primary. Let me explain something to you. When they narrow it down, like they did in Michigan, was it, wherever
Right.
they got the El Said, a socialist,
Right.
the Democrats, the vast majority of Democrats don't want to vote for socialism. Okay, they know better, but they stayed home. Obviously,
Right.
if in North Carolina, the Democrats or the Republicans, if you get an individual who's running, who's very popular with a very small group of whatever your political party is. Let's say you've got some really radical Republicans, and they're going to go out and vote. We got that? The radical people on either party are going to go out and vote. And that's the only voice and the only choice you will get to run against whoever the opposition party is in November. If you pick only or the small percentage of the people who vote in your party,
Right.
pick a radical from your party, that's the one that's going to go up against the opposition party in November. First of all, the good chance is you will lose. It doesn't matter which party it is. You need to pick the most qualified individual in your party that you would feel comfortable in voting for in November. Because I really dare say that when November comes around, and in these places that have got people like El Said as the nominee running for the Democrat,
Have you noticed
Democrat?
that?
the Republicans are not going to vote for him. The independents are not going to vote for him. And the majority of the Democrats will not vote for him.
Well, have you noticed there's been more than a usual voting and like in the primaries, putting people through that have an extensive problem with anger
Yes.
or violence
Yes.
or assaults or whatever?
Yes.
And people are putting them in there because a lot of people are just so fed up with their current politicians, they're going to put a radical in there, and it's showing that trend right now. That's kind of scary.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I'd be fighting in Congress on the floor,
Yes.
physically fighting. Anyway,
All
all right, we're going to bug all of you. We're going to keep on.
Go
Early
vote
voting
yourself,
starts
register to vote, and
October
make sure you
15th.
study
Yes.
your candidates.
Yep.
And everybody can vote for anybody
We're going to
in,
try to have
in the
this meeting
November
on here.
election.
Right.
All of the Republicans and all the Democrats,
Mhm.
it does not matter. You will have one ballot. There will be only one ballot
That's right.
that's handed out. Okay? And you get to vote regardless of who you are, what affiliation you are, for the person there. Now, if you vote just for the D, if you're a Democrat, you're likely going to be not in all cases, you may be happy.
Yeah.
But in some cases, when and the only people on that ballot that with your party
Right.
are out there in la la land
Right.
with the spiked hair and the weird stuff that you don't
Right.
want, well, guess what? You either got a choice to vote for that person or go outside your party lines and
is
vote for somebody
crazy.
else, which is fine.
Craziness.
You can do that.
You can do anything you want
But
to when you go to the voting booth.
study in advance everybody that's going to be on the ballot. Please, everybody study them. Go to voter search in North Carolina, just search
Right.
and check to see if you registered. You need to do that now. Don't wait until the last minute.
You can send a message to our Facebook page, or if you
Yeah.
have my number, message me or send me a message to my Facebook.
She'll show you how to do it.
I'll be glad to look it up, help you with it, whatever you need to
But
know.
you need to put this so you can do this
Try to feel it,
periodically to
right.
make sure nobody has gone in and changed it for you.
Could happen.
It has happened. And, less than scrupulous individuals have ways of getting that done.
Are you
All right.
trying to say that there's been voter fraud?
Yes,
Rayford?
there's not trying to say it. There is voter fraud.
Yes.
There was voter fraud in every election that I can recall, I'm
Yep.
sure, no doubt.
Yep.
But the thing is that did it have any impact on the results? We don't know. In small towns, possibly. In small towns, absolutely possible. Because we've seen a lot of write-in candidates win.
Right.
And not that there's anything wrong with that. That's the American way. But to sway an election in a small town, it only takes one or two people out there
Absolutely.
getting mixed up in it to really fix it.
Mhm.
Okay. We got to go, but we'll see you on Monday morning. And this closes this week's chapter.
Right. We
I
have
didn't
some
know where I was
interesting
going.
guests on tap for next week too. So.
I told you this was the end of the chapter.
Yes. What are you talking about?
Today is the end of the chapter of the first week of
How
August.
would you stop?
Were you worried?
No, because I knew you had no plans, and I knew that I would already know. But the people out there are sitting there going like, "What? What's he talking?" Now there's going to be rumors all over. Rayford's retiring. He's quitting the show.
Yeah.
That probably makes some people happy.
Yeah, it'll make a lot of people happy. Okay, then you want to have me to beat up on. You're live and local real talk where we're awake, not woke, and
That's
I
right.
will go in and take a nap, and
Have
I
a
will be not
good
awake, but
weekend.
still not woke.
Be safe.
Bye.